So, Miriam, you're coming home today, right? Yeah, Mom. Should get there like about 6 p.m. or so. Has it really been 5 years? Are you busy at work now? Yeah, I suppose so. This work requires me to go overseas a lot, so yeah, it's kinda hectic at times. I'm driving over. I hope there's enough parking space available. If not, I may have to park it down the street at that parking garage. Don't worry. That spot is usually open. You can park it there. Oh, that reminds me. Those sweets you brought home when you were here 5 years ago? I remember they were real delicious. Oh yeah, those. Yep, they were pretty good. I'm surprised you remembered. I wonder if they are still available. They are pretty popular. I'm sure they still sell them. Could you pick some of those up for me on your way here? Sure, I can do that. Oh, yeah, Mom, there was something I wanted to ask you about. What is it? It's about Nadine. I heard that you're sort of acting a bit rude to her. Is that true? Pardon me? What are you talking about? It's just something I heard from a friend of mine that lives nearby. She told me that my younger brother's wife was having a hard time there, that you were mistreating her. Who told you that? I bet it was Caroline down the street, wasn't it? That's not true at all. I treat her like I do everyone else. She said you're making her do all the housework and she suffers verbal abuse from you on a daily basis. All I'm doing is giving her a little life lesson as an experienced mother. That's all. She needs someone to teach her how to cook and clean, right? Nadine is still young. She really has inadequate experience as a married woman. I can't believe people saw it that way. Mistreating her. Please, I would never do such a thing. But you know what? If such rumors are really going around, maybe I should come out and say it. What is it, Mom? To be honest, I really can't bring myself to like Nadine. I know Frank could find someone a lot better. I think she's just using my son. Huh? Are you serious, Mom? You sound like some conspiracy nut. Nadine seems like a really nice person if you ask me. Why do you have to take her side? You're my daughter, aren't you? I'm not taking anybody's side here. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, you guys all live together, so it would be advantageous to all if each of you give and take a little, find common ground. Alright, I got it. I suppose if I just keep quiet, people won't see me as a mean old mother-in-law. I'm being serious here, Mom. Yes, I know. I'll try my best to be a better mother-in-law. I should be there by 6 or 7. Yes, all right. Drive carefully. Nadine, where the hell are you right now?
I was just vacuuming the living room. Your daughter's coming home, so I wanted the place looking spotless. Is there something you need?
Yes, my daughter. I was just online with her. She has a lot to say about you. Or should I say, she scolded me.
Uh-huh? She said something about me?
So, you've been spreading gossip around that I've been mistreating you, that I'm making you work against your will.
I would never spread such rumors.
Don't you lie to me. I never did anything to you. All I did was discipline you so you would do a better job at cleaning and cooking, just passing down what I learned from my mother.
I'm sorry, I'm still not up to par with all the household chores. I assure you, I'll do better.
I'm not asking you to be an expert. All I'm saying is just do the basic chores, that's all. Your cooking is horrendous, your cleaning is always incomplete, and when you do the laundry, all the clothes end up all wrinkled. How can you even call yourself a housewife? Do you even realize the inconvenience you are causing?
I'm doing my best.
Well, it doesn't seem that way to me at all. It all seems half-baked. I don't believe you can make my son happy.
Please forgive me, I will do better. I assure you.
It's too late to apologize. I want you out of this house right this minute, as punishment for spreading all over the neighborhood. No dinner for you.
I don't recall spreading such rumors.
Shut your mouth. Don't you dare come back tonight. Stay at somewhere. Just stay away from here. Sleep at the park. I don't want you here tonight.
But I was.
I don't want to hear it. Just get out of here. Oh, and don't take any money with you. My punishment of no dinner will have no meaning.
All right, if you insist.
Hello, Nadine? Are you okay to talk?
Hello, Miriam. It's been a while. Good to see you back home again.
Yeah, thanks. I just got home a while ago.
Really? That's great. Must feel good to be home.
I just drove by the park on my way here and saw you digging through the trash bin. Were you looking for something?
Yeah. I was just,
I was going to stop and say hello, but I couldn't find a parking spot, so I figured I would see you at home. But you never showed. I could go back and help you find whatever you're looking for.
No, really, it's nothing. I wouldn't want to inconvenience you.
Don't be like that. We're family now. What were you looking for?
I was looking for some, food. I thought there might be some food someone left behind, so please, don't mind me, Miriam.
Wait, could you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, you know the 7-Eleven is nearby. Figured there might be some food scraps in there, so... maybe some leftover snacks?
Oh, I get it. You were looking for food scraps for the birds. Is that it?
No, nothing like that.
So what were you doing looking for food?
It's for me. I'm being starved.
Say again. What did you say? What's going on here?
Yes, well, it's just that.
Does this have to do with how my mom is mistreating you?
I really shouldn't.
Come on, Nadine. You've told me this much. Just come out and tell the whole story. The reason you told me that much can only mean you're reaching out for help. Well, I'm here to help you, Nadine. So let that cat out of the bag. I'm right, aren't I?
Well, I was. I was told that I had spread rumors around the neighborhood that I was being mistreated by your mother. She said that you told her that you scolded her for it.
My God, she said that? All I said was I heard some rumors from a local friend and asked her if it was true. She, of course, denied it.
But I never said anything about you spreading those rumors.
Yes, of course. I know you're not the kind of person to do such a thing. Anyway, thanks for believing me. I'm not sure if my mom purposely twisted my words, knowing what I'd said, or just took it at face value. I never should have mentioned it. Made things worse. I'm really sorry, Nadine.
Please, you're not to blame.
Now that you told me, can I ask you a little more about your situation? About you digging through the trash earlier?
Yes, that. Your mother won't allow me to eat as punishment, but when Frank is home, everything is pretty normal. But when he's late or on a business trip, she'd have her dinner as usual and then would throw all the leftovers away. She took possession of my bank book and cash card, so I'm constantly without money, unable to buy any food on my own.
I see. If you have no money and no card, you can't even use your smartphone as a payment method.
Yes, that's right. So, I was digging through the trash, looking for scraps of food. I hate doing it, but I had no other choice.
Well, that's good to hear. So you didn't really eat any of that stuff, right?
No, not yet at least.
Not yet? This happened before?
The day before yesterday, Frank was ordered to go on a business trip for 2 weeks.
Wait, he's gonna be gone for 2 weeks?
This is the longest that he'll be gone. I've never had to endure this for that long. I don't know what I'm going to do. My parents passed away when I was young. I have no home to go back to.
Wait a sec, don't tell me you haven't eaten in 2 days. Why didn't you say that earlier? I'm headed over there right now. Wait there by the park entrance. Don't you dare go anywhere, Nadine.
Right. I'll be there.
Nadine, are you seeing this? Where the hell are you right now?
I'm sleeping in a park.
Good girl. Don't you dare go knocking on people's doors for help. All you'll do is spread more lies about me. Better just spend some time in the park with the squirrels. You do anything stupid and I'll make Frank divorce you. Just keep that in mind as you gaze up at the stars. Nadine, are you there? Are you doing okay?
Hello, Miriam. Yes, I'm fine. Thanks so much for getting me this motel room for the night. It's very comfortable. And thanks for dinner too. I must have seemed like a hungry child. I'm really sorry. And that $300 you lent me, I'll pay that back as soon as possible.
Forget about all that. Did you get a little rest?
Yes, definitely. I feel much better thanks to you.
You can have breakfast at the diner across the street after you check out tomorrow. So get your fill before I pick you up. I'll text you again in the morning.
Thanks for everything, Miriam.
Oh yeah, and I contacted Frank and told him everything. That idiot, he had no idea about any of this. Men, you can't live with them and you can't live without them, as they say.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to worry him. He was just so busy with work and all. I've never had to talk to him about any of this.
I sent him all the conversation text regarding this whole mess that he's furious about now.
Oh, so that's why he called earlier saying he was really sorry. He was on the verge of tears.
Oh, so he read the whole thing already, huh? Well, good for him.
Yes, seems like it. He said he talked to his boss about having urgent family matters and he finally got permission to come back for a while. He said that he'll arrive tomorrow at noon.
Okay, so everything is ready to go. We'll get the operation in motion tomorrow afternoon. My mom's going to be across town tomorrow for her women's luncheon, so she won't be back till later. So that's our chance to get the ball rolling.
Right. I won't ever forget this, Miriam.
We're not done yet. Let's leave the festivities for later. Miriam, are you still asleep? Good morning, Mom. I'm off to a luncheon with my friends today. The one you were talking about the other day, right? Well, have fun. You said you'll be back around 6 p.m.? No change there? Yes, that's about right. Okay, I'm off. See you later. Alright, drive carefully and have a nice luncheon, Mom. Nadine, you ready? Mom just left for her luncheon with friends. You at the diner?
Yes, just finished up.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. And then we start packing and moving this stuff out.
I'm ready anytime you are.
Nadine, where the hell are you? I just got home to find all Frank's and your stuff gone. The place is practically empty. What's this about? Explain yourself right this minute. I don't have time for this. Nadine, are you seeing this? Mom, you there? Miriam, where have you been? Something is not right at home. Do you know anything about this? I'll explain everything to you, Mom, so hold your horses. Frank and Nadine have moved out. They no longer live there. Wait, what? What are you saying? I can understand Nadine moving out, but Frank too? That can't be. Anyway, He's on a business trip now. How could he move out? He took some time off and came back to help move. Frank is furious how you treated Nadine. He had no idea what was going on. In fact, he was in tears when he heard. I feel the same way. I was away for 5 years. Maybe I never should have come back, but then again, I would never have known about Nadine. So in the end, it worked out. But I never want to return again, to be honest. Oh, come on, Miriam. Relax. It's not what you think. I never treated her that badly. I really don't know what I did wrong. Well, let me explain something to you real simple, like Frank and I are infuriated by the way you treated Nadine, the way you deprived her of food, taking her money away from her. We concocted a plan to help her escape from this hellhole. When you were gone on your little luncheon with the girls, we set our plan into motion and got their stuff out of the house. Now that they've been liberated, they never plan to return. This is some sort of prank, right? You can't be serious. Please, you can't do this. Oh, and the reason why I came back after 5 long years? What do you mean, reason? You're just back for a visit, right? The reason I'm back is to ask you to move out of that house. Move out? What are you even talking about? You do know that this house is still in Dad's name, right? 5 years ago, you divorced Dad, but you refused to move out. So Dad, out of the kindness of his heart, arranged it so that you would pay $600 a month rent to continue living there. A bargain, if you ask me. Excuse me? What rent? Figures. You had no idea about the whole arrangement. At this time, Frank paid $400 a month and I covered the rest. Frank wanted to take Nadine and move out, but with having to pay the rent on the house, he was forced to stay. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about Dad. A lot has happened in the 5 years since he divorced you. He decided to set things straight regarding the inheritance. And that's where that house comes in. The house you've been living in for the past 5 years. Dad asked me to come down here and talk to you about this whole arrangement and what we would do going forward. But as soon as I arrived, I find out about this abuse, this mistreatment of Nadine. Although I was all set to make some sort of accommodation and give you some leeway, but we came to the conclusion that none of that was needed. So, as the first step, I had Frank and Nadine escape from that house. How could you? I'm your mother, for God's sake. And you're next in line to get out of that house. What the hell are you talking about? You're my daughter. You can't do this. Why are you on your dad's side anyways? A daughter should back her mother up. That's always been the way. Your father abandoned me to live with another woman. I bet you didn't know that. Before we got divorced, when I found out about their relationship, can you imagine how hurt I was? I was in a depression for months afterwards. And now you plan to confiscate this house from me. I'm the victim here. How cruel does someone have to be to do such a thing? And you're my daughter. As payment for the suffering he brought to me, I demand that he hand over this house to me as compensation. I will never leave this house. This house is mine. Never will I hand over this house to you double-crossing traitors. Wow, where did that come from? You got it all backwards, Mom. Dad met his current wife after he divorced you. The reason he divorced you was because of your selfishness and disregard for others. Always looking out for number one. My selfishness? I never. No use explaining things now, but we've already made the decision, Mom. You're out of that house, like it or not. You can't be serious. Where the hell am I going to go? I have nowhere else to go. My folks are gone. I have no real close relatives to turn to. What do I do? I'll introduce you to a live-in job. Live-in what? Live-in job, Mom. You can live and work there, all inclusive. Frank's boss had some connections and found you the perfect position. I'd take it if I were you. It's a small fish processing factory up north called Ace Fisheries. They need a supervisor for their employee dormitory. It also includes cooking and cleaning. Ace Fisheries? That sounds familiar. Where have I heard that name before? But live in? No way. I can't do that. I'd rather you take me in. You're my daughter. You take care of me. It's the least you can do for your own mother. That's not happening. Why? I'm sure you have enough room. Now that my son has abandoned me, it seems the only other option is for my eldest daughter to take it upon herself to look after her poor mother. That only seems fair. Sorry, Mom, I'm getting married. Uh-huh? You mean married. Yeah, Mom, married. He is going to be transferred overseas for a few years at least, so I'll be joining him. So no way you can live with me. You can't do this to me, Miriam. I suggest you take up the offer from Ace Fisheries. You'll have a place to live, you can work, have 3 meals a day. What more can you ask for? You should be grateful you even have such a choice. I remember where I'd heard this Ace Fisheries. A friend's delinquent son ran into some trouble with the law, and one night a black van arrived at their home and took him away. Several years later, he returned, a completely changed man, a polite, well-groomed young man. I can't go there. Please, Miriam, I'm frightened. That black van. It's sitting right outside my door. What am I going to do? Miriam, please help me. Miriam, please don't do this. Although she resisted when that van arrived at her house, but she eventually relented and packed her meager belongings and was taken away. She arrived at the site several hours later and began work the very next morning, which involved cooking and cleaning for the woman worker. Many of these women were veteran workers with years of experience. Although a supervisor of this dorm, these women were thick-skinned, hard-working folks, and they would not take any crap from anybody, much less a pampered old woman. She would jump a mile when one of these tough women even talked to her. A self-centered attitude is ill-suited in a place like that. But all things considered, I think she's in good hands. It will be a good life lesson for her. Maybe those women will knock some common sense into her. As for Frank and Nadine, they rented a small apartment near where my dad lives, and they see each other often. I hear Nadine gets along great with Dad's new wife. I hope things work out for them. Me? I'm getting married in the summer and then heading to Europe for a few years. Maybe I'll finally be able to visit Paris. It's gonna be an adventure.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Mindy, I'm gonna have to head out here soon for a little while today. I'm sorry. We're just getting on with our honeymoon today, and now I have to cancel my plans with you for the whole day.
Huh? What's going on?
Yeah, I really want to stay here with you, but a co-worker that came to town to help out the company for a little while has caused some major troubles with one of our customers. And I'm being asked to head out and help him, because management thinks I'll be able to clear things up.
What? But why do you have to be the one to go in and do that? Aren't there plenty of other people that can do that while you're out of the office? It's our honeymoon after all now.
Huh?
It would make sense if you were a part of the management team, but you don't even have anything to do with that other coworker or with the customer he's working with. So just tell them to call someone else and that you're in the middle of something important here.
Oh, right. Well, the customer he's working with now is someone I've known for a long time, so We're thinking that if by having somebody recognizes be there to help smooth things out, it will calm down a little about the trouble. That's at least what management's thinking. I kind of agree with them, since I've known him for so long and in the past he was a customer of mine.
Is that so?
But listen to this. As in, I'm sorry for doing this in the middle of our little vacation. I'm having you do a 3-hour-long spa and massage course in the hotel.
What? Are you kidding?
At first, when I asked about getting a spot for today, the hotel told me there were no spots open, but just a few minutes after that, they called telling me that a 1 p.m. appointment was canceled and open up for you. So I put you down for that time. I should give you something to look forward to. With all the cosmetic treatments that are included in the spa course, you'll be all fresh and ready for you when I crawl into bed with you tonight.
Awesome! Thank you so much. At least now I can feel a bit more forgiving towards you since I have something to keep me busy.
Well, with all of what I said, I'll be gone for the day, but we'll try to get back here by tonight. I'm sorry again.
Don't worry about it. Just make sure that tomorrow you'll be up for all kinds of adventures with me. I want us to go parasailing at the beach and then go to some of the nightclubs downtown together.
All right. I'll be back in a little while then.
Have a safe trip.
Hey, where are you right now? You have some nerve for doing all this when we had plans for just the two of us to have that secret wedding. Hey, I just had a good look at your Instagram. Canceling our wedding to go on vacation without me is screwed up. What are you thinking? We have been waiting so long for this chance, and now you've blown it. At least reply to me in some way. Hey, there's definitely a man with you right now, huh? I saw that picture you posted with your arms around a huge-looking man. I'm gonna divorce you and get all your money after this. Just you wait.
Huh? What is all of this? I planned to give you a call or text just after finishing the spa and massage course, but what is all of this about canceling on a wedding and going on a vacation? And another man? Divorce? And getting all of my money? Huh? Now that I think about it, you and I had our wedding yesterday, right? And just after that, you and I headed out on our honeymoon right away. And that wedding wasn't just the two of us there, right? We had all of our family there as well as friends. Even people from our jobs came to see us get married. What are you going on about, Keith? I hope this is some kind of sick prank and none of what you're saying is serious stuff. I'm sorry for bugging you all of a sudden. I'd like to ask and see if this is really Keith's wife, Mindy, on the other side of this phone number I'm texting. Huh? This is Mindy. Hi, my name is Stacy. You're Stacy? I'm sorry, but this is the first time I've ever heard your name. And where did you happen to find my phone number? I'll get to all of that here in just a second. To start, I want to apologize to you for everything that might hurt you with the story I'm about to tell you. Okay. What's the story? Well, I was able to get your phone number from an old friend of yours that you went to college with. And right now, that old friend of yours is a coworker of mine. Oh, so that's how you've run into them. I normally would never ask for another person's phone number without their permission, but due to the urgency of the situation, I had to ask them repeatedly for it. So please don't blame your old friend for giving your number out. Okay. I'm sure that once I hear more of the story and about whatever urgent situation is at hand, I'll understand things even more. But at the moment, I'm okay with you having my number. Well then, let me get to the main story here. Well, today was supposed to be the day that Keith and I planned to get married on. Huh? Hold on a second. Keith and I only just got married to one another yesterday and had our wedding and everything. And after that, we started our honeymoon, and we're supposed to still be on it right now together. And in my case, today is the day we would have been having our wedding with one another. Huh? I'm sure there are a lot of things you'd like to say to me and to him right now, but we need to do something about this problem first. So before you start to ask more questions, just hear the rest of the story. All right. Go ahead. Let's start with 2 days ago. Keith and I both took a bus and went out to Miami, and there is where we had planned on having the wedding. Miami. That's where I'm at right now. Right. But anyway, he was planning on having the wedding with me today. But then he had some things come up with his job and had to leave me for a little while to go back to his office. And so I've been left here waiting. Today, right? And so while I've been waiting all day for Keith, I had time to burn and started talking with my coworker. And while talking, I sent them a picture of Keith. They're the same person that gave me your phone number, by the way, but today was their first time actually seeing a picture of the man I'd be marrying. And after getting his name and everything from me, my coworker told me that they remember seeing a man like that getting wed to you yesterday. This is insane. Now that you mention it, that coworker of yours, she happens to be a really good friend of mine and was there at the wedding. But with something as crazy as this, I thought she would have just said something to me about it by now. I told her that I'd be getting in touch with you and said she could hold off for a bit. Right now she's pregnant. Pregnant? So this really is Jamie that we're talking about, right? Yes. She is going through some things with her pregnancy, and so she felt bad for having to tell me that she knew Keith. But I didn't want her to have to deal with all this right now, while carrying a baby. And so I said I'd handle things for all of us. So that's how we ended up here. All right then. We got a little off track there, but can we get back to how you were supposed to have a wedding with Keith today? Yeah, so to sum up pretty much everything so far, your husband is Keith, is the man I was supposed to have a wedding with today. Keith is your husband and mine. Do you understand that? Yes. When I had learned about all of this from Jamie, I hurried up and called the wedding hall and told them to cancel the wedding. Really, doing something like that is pretty bad since we were so excited to have the wedding. But to make it so that he would lose all feelings for me and not try to rekindle it, I went to the gym nearby and posted a picture of me with a really buff shirtless man. Well, so far I haven't heard anything from Keith yet about that post, but... Oh, I know. What? I think I know how this is all linking up with what Keith was going on about earlier. Were you guys supposed to be having that small wedding today around 1 or 2 in the afternoon? Yeah, 2 p.m. was supposed to be the start for us. So he must have sent me the message he was supposed to be sending to you. Huh? He sent whatever he wanted to say to me to you instead? At first, when reading through all of those messages from him, I had no clue what was going on. I was really thinking he was trying to pull a prank on me or something and would come back to the hotel room a little bit after. But after hearing your story and him still not being back, I think I have a good suspicion. I'm going to send you everything he sent to me by accident so you can be all caught up. Give me just a few seconds. Oh, okay. Please and thank you.
Mindy, I finished dealing with all those problems at work. I was able to sit down with the customer and have a good talk, as well as get things back on track for the company. Should be able to get back to the hotel in an hour or so. But still, I'm sorry this all took so long and used up a lot more time than I'd said at first.
Ah, okay. Good job today. Thank you for sending me all the screenshots of those messages he sent to you. I know that what we've both had to see from him is a lot. But the fact that he has the drive to marry 2 women and had been planning on having 2 weddings in only 2 days while on his honeymoon with one of us, well, and him and I aren't actually married yet and he's threatening a divorce. At this point, things have gotten way too out of control. Stacy, I just got a message from Keith. Huh? Just to let you know, Keith did say that he had to go into work today and that all went down this morning. He said something about having to deal with a customer and how he was the only one his company could rely on. I thought that was all a lie at first to go and have this wedding with you, but you haven't been with him either all day, so I'm not sure what he's been up to all day today away from the both of us. Maybe he really did have to go to work like he told you earlier then? Or maybe he's with yet another woman. But anyway, he told me he'll be coming back to the hotel in an hour. So to be here with me when he arrives, do you think that you can come and meet at the Skyloft Hotel in Miami? Let's you and I meet in the lounge on the 1st floor. I know it'll be a bit of a drive for you to come up here, but it'll help us both a lot. Sounds good. I'll come back that way now. I'll be in a pink dress waiting for you.
What the?
You're a quick runner when it comes to running away from the problems you've made.
What the hell's going on?
What's going on is exactly as you saw.
Why the hell are the two of you together? You both shouldn't know a thing about one another, right?
Did you never notice that massive group of texts you sent me when you got angry with Stacy? You were even trying to call me when you should have been trying to call her. You screwed yourself big time, Keith. That's how we both found out. Along with a couple other things that just happened to line up in our favor. I wonder if your brain short-circuited when you wanted to yell at Stacy earlier. Or maybe you're just too lazy to check which woman of yours you're texting with. Right now, the two of us would really like to have a word with you in person, Keith. But if you're not going to come here to us, then we're getting nowhere.
Why did you have to figure all this out? I had it all planned out so well.
And I plan on letting you know all about what's happened today. But first, I want to know why you wanted to get married to both me and Stacy. And within 2 days, I'm planning to have your second wedding in the same city as your honeymoon with your first wife on the same day is stupid, Keith.
I had no other choice.
Huh? No other choice?
Listen, I knew I was gonna have to throw one of you away.
That right there is not going to help you get anywhere with us.
Well, look, I knew I'd have to choose one of you to be married with for the rest of my life. But I was having a hard time choosing who. You have a lot of money and work a job that brings in even more. But Stacy, on the other hand, has a very good-looking body and knows how to work with me. And so, when thinking of who to get rid of, I became a bit, panicked. Back when I was dating you, Mindy, I ran into your parents and we talked. And while on a date with Stacy, I ran into her grandpa and talked a bit. I had all you and your families on my mind and started to think that I might just marry you both, have 2 wives.
What?
I tried my best so far. I've had to propose to 2 different women as well as pay for a wedding with both and plan out a honeymoon with both. But I had to make sure that everyone else never found out about this. So since Stacy doesn't have her parents around anymore, her and I were gonna have a quick private wedding together to get married.
Keith, can you shut up already?
Huh?
You thought you could just marry both of us? Bull crap. You are only able to have one of us legally, and you have to choose. So here we go. Choose one of us now, or say goodbye to both of us. You are not able to marry more than one person, so you have only those 2 choices.
I don't like either of those choices, though.
Hold on now. You don't have to get worked up over it anymore.
Huh?
You've chosen number 2. Saying goodbye to the both of us. That's the only choice you really ever had after what all you tried to pull.
What?
Our honeymoon is now over with.
Wait a second.
I'm going to need to call my parents now. And Stacy said she'll be calling her grandpa.
Huh?
And of course, we won't be forgetting your parents.
Without getting my take on this first?
Do you think we care about your take on this?
But come on. I want you, Stacy.
Shut the hell up, Keith.
Huh?
After all of this is over, both Stacy and I will be getting lawyers and making sure that you pay for what pain you've brought upon us.
Lawyers?
What you've done to us is not something anyone should be trying to do. And what you were going to try and do with Stacy was going to be marriage fraud, right?
You're kidding me.
Well, I'll leave the results of this up to the specialists to decide.
Stacy? Mindy.
You and I are getting a divorce with no ifs, ands, or buts.
Mindy.
After that, Keith tried to talk all of this through with Stacy, but it was all a pain in her neck, and so she just blocked him. And an hour after that, for whatever reason, we saw a security guard handling Keith and pulling him out of the women's bathroom. There was a cop car sitting out in front of the hotel, and there waited an officer ready to take him away. There was another woman in the lobby with us that told me she called the police and security on him because he was in the stall next to her and she was afraid he was going to do something to her. We heard from one of the officers that came to take him away that he had accidentally run into the women's bathroom instead of the men's when running from us. And in doing so, startled that woman we just talked to. But when she screamed for him to leave, he must have been too afraid to because of Stacy and me. Well, I don't really care about what he had to face after being taken into custody and off to the local jailhouse, but I'm sure he'd only get a fine or something after explaining himself. I was more focused on making sure that he and I got a divorce, which of course we did get to do after showing and explaining everything to my lawyer. In the divorce, Keith was also forced to pay me a settlement for cheating on me with another woman, as well as had to pay me back for any money I put into our wedding and honeymoon. Stacy did the same thing as well to Keith, so in total, he was left having to pay over $1.2 million to both of us. He was not going to be able to fight us on that, and would be going into loan hell trying to afford everything. And all of that together seems like the perfect punishment for him. I'm not sure what'll happen to him in the future, but I don't care, LOL. One great thing did come from all of this, though, in the end, and that was a very close friendship to Stacy, since we had both gone through the same troubles. Of course, there's also all of Keith's money that we got as well. That's a great thing, but I'm keeping that one a secret. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.